Apologies again for getting caught up in the little Twitter debate. So I don't know if I already said it, but I guess Brie Larson is going to be a voice in the new Super Mario Galaxy movie, and then there's a bunch of ex trolls on there saying how bad it's going to tick off conservatives and conservative Twitter and all this stuff, and then they draw into this long conversation about how how we're all incels, we're women haters, we don't like Brie Larson, blah blah blah. And all I said was that I probably won't pay any money into it, And considering she said stuff like, uh, that she didn't want 40-year-old men watching her movies, And so I'm just, it's just to end this Twitter troll flame war thing, really. But honestly, I think I make my points kind of okay. They're just going to continue to be, I'm conservative. You guys know that I'm conservative. You two that are watching, the only two that are watching. But, so it's like, I don't know, these people are just, they're weird. It's like, oh, it's hurt your feelings and, you know, 40-year-old snowflake, has hurt feelings, you know, somebody was saying I'm not a Brie Larson defender, but you shouldn't write off a deal just from one old comment. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You know, I mean, I don't like Brie Larson personally because I don't like her. That's all, I guess. Because basically because of all the crap and because of the way she acts and all their usual crap. I don't really like most celebrities. Occasionally I like Chris Pratt because he's funny and he's pretty normal, I guess, for at least being a celebrity at least. You know, I kind of yes and no like Sydney Sweeney. She seems like a regular normal girl. She doesn't seem like a liberal whack job. At the same time, she you know, uses her boobs to basically promote herself or whatever. So she's kind of using the sex sells kind of thing. I'm not really even talking about the jeans commercial, but it's just like she was on that whatever awards thing or some sort of charity or something, some sort of women's thing where she was wearing that dress and you could see her boobs through the top of the dress. So I don't I most celebrities I just most celebrities you know, I almost don't. In some cases, don't even want to watch movies hardly anymore. Even some of the old ones that I really like, and I do still watch some of them. So it's not like I'm any different than anybody else. But ooh, now we're down to one person. And why is that blinking? Okay, so just gonna go ahead and finish what I was working on, and here let's. Part two is up and running now. I'm down to one person, I guess, because I was sort of not together today. Virtue Live actually working on the game and yeah. Virtue Live is live. Okay, nobody cares. Um, okay. So I don't know who it is. Maybe Rook. I don't know. Oh, I should go to chat. Okay. Well, the only person watching. Thanks for watching. Um, I'm going to do some stuff now. Okay. Let's get this back in. Okay, so let me go back to the deal here. The Princess, Count, and Hubert all sit in the lobby. Okay. Sir John and Sir William arrive at night school. So, oh. I like this color scheme. It looks like old, I don't know, old school, like ASCII or something. And this is just wherever the standard text editor is in Linux Mint here. So John and Sir William arrive at night school. Then we go back to Princess, and we're still at the prince. We're still at the Fairy God College with the Princess. We're still with the Princess, taken to another room. Then the box is going into the room with an incinerator. He's actually in the handbag. Stops at the door of the library as it closes, and peeks. Um, so we're still with even though the Count and the Princess have kind of split up, it's still part of the same deal. Okay. Now, I'm separating it from this because they're going to Fairy God College. Now they're all actually going to be at Fairy God College, but this is Hubert, John, and the Count. And Hubert's already got his full magic back here at this point. So, and I'll go ahead and include this with this back of the Bats and Belfry. And then this is part of that. Everybody's in the lobby now. Oh, this is where the Count finds his wife, his mate from I forget what I called their realm. Okay, so now that's actually a big long. Well, it's not that long, I guess. This is okay. So this is a longer one. That's actually pretty good. I might have to count this. So I'm finishing this part up. And I'll actually get to the coding of the layout tool here in a second. Just a second here. I guess I really kind of screwed up today by being super late and talking about my Twitter, x.com stuff. Because there's only 2 people in here now viewing, and thanks for that. So I wish I could give you something special in here for watching in here, but that's all right. Let's see. Back of the castle throne room, Max gets the magic mirror call. Barty sitting on a squat throne inside the gnome came and tells Max what's been going on. Max finds out that John and Roland, most of the slaves were rescued by Hubert. Max gets suspicious of Red's long absence, so he gets a servant to go and find out what happened. The servant returns later with Red's hood and tells Max it was in possession of Violet. Okay, and then after going back to the werewolf village with Violet, confronting her and Kurt about Red, he kills Kurt with a fireball. Violet runs into the forest, and Max says he'll make anyone the leader dispose of her. Thorin comes back, but before giving him the totem, he says he'll only give it back if they agree to join his army. Okay. All right, so now we're back at the Bats of Belfry, and everyone's there in the library, gathering around, spilling it out into the outer courtyard. I said into the streets, but there isn't really a streets there. In fact, because I was going with ChatGPT and thinking about different names of calling it, and I landed on motel. I wanted it to be the Bats and Belfry Motel because it just sounds better when I say it than hotel. The H sound and the M sound. I guess there's a thing there to me that sounds better with motel, and it suggested moat, MOAT-EL, motel. And I thought that was a good idea, that I could put motel in there spelled that ways because it has a moat around it. Anywho, I had one screenshot because there's not much to the actual game engine. I'm still working on getting some layout tool stuff working, and it doesn't look much different. Um, but I probably could just a sec. Okay, so somebody wanted a screenshot, and let me go to X, and I don't care if, well, actually, I don't care if somebody gives me a screenshot. Let me go to my profile. You can't see it, obviously. Let's see here. Here is copy in-game screenshot, and then I'll go ahead and do an editor. Here, let's do a screenshot here. Window. Okay. Copy the clipboard. Let's go ahead and save it. And let's go to let's go ahead and post. Paste the current Redot 4.3 editor with a few panels. Okay, and I'll go ahead and run this here, and then I'll do a screenshot here. Let's do a screenshot there, and window, take screenshot. Okay, copy clipboard, save it. Let's go ahead and Control V. And also a current screen of the layout tool with one panel selected. Okay, we'll post. View. Copy. Two more screenshots. One of the editor and the other of my tool. Not very exciting. Not very exciting. Okay, not very exciting. Okay. All right, so let's just go back to here. Oh, shoot. Shoot. No. Oh, never mind. I thought I had turned it to desktop, but I did. I forgot. Okay, so now I'm back to one viewer. Okay, that's all right though. I don't mind. Today's kind of a wash in a sense, but everyone meets at the Hebert speaks. Hebert speaks to the castle, and they all make their battle plans. Hebert speaks to the castle. I don't know what I meant by that, but I'll figure that out. He speaks to everyone at the bats in the belfry, and then they make their way to the castle. I think is how I worked it. On the castle grounds, North Terrace, near the Autumn Gate, Max, his armies assemble. Large battle ensues. Um, okay, so we're gonna oh, what? Let's see here. Copy air. Okay, then it's the climax. Oh, I guess anyways. Um sorry. Um I'm my attention keeps getting diverted. It's going to be a fully interactive and click venture um, that I'm doing in phases, simply iterations. Phase one is a choose your own adventure, like interactive narrative. And then I build on it in later phases and um, evolve it to eventually be a full text adventure, parser, inventory, puzzles, etc. And then later I introduce audio visual elements. Centered on a story that a magic kingdom or tourist resort that's fallen on hard times. I've been busy doing a fair bit of coding lately, trying to stay focused. Okay, no problem. But today I think I chased everyone away. I was super late, and um, I did do a fair amount of just talking. I did a fair amount of just talking at the beginning today. Okay, so I think I chased everyone away, which is why I only have one person in here. Okay, so let me get back to the deal. In fact, let me go ahead and pull this up, and then let's go ahead and pull up that. Okay, there we go. John spots Max trying to escape via one of the portals and chases him. John still has a silver ticket, manages to grab it out of his coat, pulls him down as he goes over the edge. Max is gone, never to be seen again, or so we think. Uh, Shut the machine down. Um, we'll split this up into a deal, even though it's still on the battlefield. Um, it's just basically the cleanup, and then the throne room here at the end, where John gets a quiet dinner with the princess because he's been wanting to have a date with her ever since he saw her get kidnapped early on in the game. Okay, so what this means is I need to now count how many different deals there are. Um, Now I have a total of 93 pages, not counting the main menu, and so I estimate this to be about half, so about 45 around there, 46. Um, so I estimate with doing this because I had a couple of twos and some ones and a couple of multiple deals, but most of it, so it might even be more than 44. And if that, and since that will probably be the case, I will still also uh need to start rearranging so that I can have as few get it down to 20 pages, and then I'll look at it and see if I need to bring it down to any further than that. Anywho, I was nothing against them. Um, but I am doing this. Um, I guess. I use the AIs all the time. Grok, to bounce ideas off of, but I don't let it um, design the game. I'm doing this in phases simply because it's simpler for my mind to get around building this game. So they're, in a sense, iterative phases. The parser phase is going to be several phases in. And then when it's completely working as a pure text adventure, I'm going to start adding visual elements like still images and later convert them to backgrounds and have a fully interactive point and click graphical adventure. Maybe even the environments will be 3D textured to look like animated backgrounds, features with 3D animated sprites, characters, etc. Boy, that was a lot to type. Hey, Rook, welcome. Hey, at least I got 3 people in here now. Awesome. Okay, so I gotta start counting. Essentially, I guess. Well, I'm counting in between the red lines here, so I'm gonna expect at least 44. And if it's less, that's great. If it's more, that's okay because I'm still gonna pare it down. I need to get an idea here, just the way it's laid out right this second. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. So I have 54. That's still quite a bit. Obviously, I don't have many multiple story beats yet, but I'm going to go ahead and add. I'm going to go ahead and combine some of these to where I need to at least get it down to 20. You know, even if it's just 20. The reason is because when I start putting in the okay, so we have a kind of a weird thing here. For one thing, the one thing is that the story beats are going to they're going to change by characters or by character group, I should say. And what it means is a bunch of these are going to be lumped in together. A bunch of these things are going to be lumped in together, and when they're lumped in together, um, uh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, they're lumped in together, it means that the next change of scene is not an endpoint. Okay, so what I mean is, here let me see if I can find a quick example here. Um, Ceruleus, from the King of Chester, um, Train Cabin, Lapswood. Okay, so we're in Lapswood. John's in Lapswood right now, and the next one is back in our realm. Zanzibar is escaping from police. Okay, that means that this story beat does not directly lead to the story beat in the sense that it's connected to it. This is just the order that I put them in, right? Or chronological order, whatever you want to call it. However, to say this was a bunch of things that I didn't split up very much. I had a bunch of them. Now, I won't be doing decision points. So it wouldn't be decision points going from here to here, right? Because they're different. They're different plot line. They're different group of characters or character or group of characters, and so this is just going to be the next one. So what I have to do here is I'll have to split this up to be able to uh, put choices in here. For instance, John steps in the train cabin. He sees the princess getting kidnapped, and then the train starts to tumble, and really it tumbles because it's a flying train. He doesn't know that yet. Maybe if you're playing it and you never watch these videos or listen to me talk about it, um, you won't know it. But he he wakes up in this forest, and apparently everybody's okay, but their train cars and luggage and whatever is strewn about. Show them that it's magical. In other words, they didn't. Barty didn't kill a bunch of people on the flying train. He made it tumble to the ground, and somehow magically they're safe. Okay, so we'll just say that. We'll say it's not a bad accident. It's just that they're stuck in the middle, and they're stuck in Lapswood Forest, which is basically makes you forget things if you get stuck there too long. Okay, so this is the endpoint. The endpoint here is John waking up and Hebert finding him and saying they better get out because Lapswood makes you forget. And then here's where he steps onto the train and the train tumbles. Um, now that of course this is a short thing right here. This is right next to each other, right? So I probably wouldn't even put any choices in here. But if we're let's assume that there's more stuff in this page, like all the stuff that John goes through, whatever. And so I have to make a middle. So this would actually be the start. The middle would be all the interactive stuff, would be the decision points, and then this would be the result, right? So, and then we go to the next thing, which is a startup thing. In this case, Zanzibar escapes into Enchanted lands from the police in our realm. and then he does a few magic tricks for the locals, right? And so in here, it's him wandering around, figuring out what to do, figuring out how he can start up his thievery again or whatever. Um, and so I have to put interesting choices. So I will actually be putting interesting choices in between each of those. So I need at least 20. Um, okay, so let me say this. I was only about 20% done, and we had an additional. Actually, I can count it up. I go over here. If I go over to the actual rooms, let's actually go back here. We want to go to the room backup because that was the last thing. Um, so, okay, let's see something here. This is 94 items. This is not. Oh, this is not the correct backup here. Let's go in here. This would be 7, right? 7. There's 263 items here. Okay, so if you take about 100 away, that's 160 something, 170 items. Um, so we're up. We were up to, I think, somewhere in here, like 14. I think I was on location 14, Wizard U Hall. That's where the unicorn actually goes into the hallway of Wizard University. And so if I count now, we can subtract 14. So 118 items minus 114. There's 104 items there. 104 items, new items, and then 104 plus 80. So like 184 like new pages. That's roughly 20%. Hey Rook. Did I already say hey Rook? Anyways, welcome back. Anyways, okay, so I have 20% done, and that's almost 200 pages. 200 extra pages. That's what the work presented. Um, so if you extrapolate that, 200 times 5 is 1,000. Let's say I have 1,000 pages. That's a lot of pages. Now, I don't have a problem with having a lot of pages, but the thing is the let's see, where's the oh, here it is. No, where is oh, where is this? That's what I want. That's what I'm wanting. That's what I am. That's what I do. Uh, okay, um, so I have like 200 pages about that I just added that represents about 20%, and this takes forever, right? And so now what I have to do is maybe I'll have 1 to 3. I don't know how much, but 1 to 3 different decision point places in one of these. So if I get 20, if I have 20 total pages, and let's say I got 10, like 10 subgroupings, so it's 2 pages per grouping, right? We'll say. Then if I split those in two, then I'll have a total 40 pages. You see, I was already doing 200 pages, and I wasn't even like a quarter of the way done. And now doing this method, I will be at twice the number of pages I start with. But the whole thing will be done then. See, that's the whole deal about it. Um, so yeah, not that anybody cares. But so that's what I'm doing here. So now I'm gonna have to go back and see if I can rearrange a few of these so that they can be on the same page. So we have Enchanted Lands, 1 and 2 of the intro. We got Hubert Home, which is the intro. Okay. So we're not gonna worry about him, or we're gonna consider Hubert and John. And so this is what I will do, what I should do here, okay? I'm going to go down to the next John and Hubert one, which is John on the train. And I'm going to put it back here, and then I'm going to start. So basically, I'm starting to um, I'm starting to combine these. In fact, I'm just going to do a few of these to start with, and then I'm going to go on to work on the layout tool because I'm supposed to be working on the layout tool in this part instead of just this whole thing here. Okay. So, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, Cerulia, John's leaving from work. John steps to the portal. So we need to go to Chester Cave. We need to go to Train Cabin in Lapswood. Okay, so I need to whoa, caps lock. I need to cut this. Control X. I need to go back up here. It'll negate all the extra stuff. Here. And we'll do this. We'll Control V. Okay, and then now I'll have to refit all the doors when I get done with this compressing thing here. Okay, so but I'll do that in a little bit. I mean, not in a little bit, like in a few days or whenever I get this done. Okay. So now what we got? We got Hubert home. We got John and Cerulia. We got the train cabin. We got John meets Hubert right here. Okay. So what I can do here, then I can delete that. Shift N, delete that. And I just got rid of two of those, so now we have two less. Not very much, but we have two less here. Okay. Maybe I should do one more. Chester is flying around looking for his friends. He sees random village being burned down by one of his friends. And goes to search for more of his friends. Okay. So I'm going to find the next one for Chester here. And let's find the... Let's find the next one where Chester is doing stuff here. Dwarf Mines. Night School, Hubert. Princess Prep. Zanzibar. Max. Chester. Nestor. Okay, so we're gonna cut these out. We're gonna copy these. Shift delete. Go back up to the Chester ones here. Where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? There we go. V. All right. And I'm not sure if I'm going to rename these or not rename them. No, I'm not going to rename them. At least not right this second. Okay, so he catches up to Nestor, and now we just got rid of another thing here. Okay, now we have Zanzibar. And what's funny is this is Lapswood Edge, right? Uh, Once they're out of the Lapswood, right? Um, then he sends John to night school in Princess Brett. So that's going to be a whole nother set of deal. But right now, we wanted to go through the few things of Zanzibar. So I want to find the next Zanzibar stuff. Um, we're at night school, Zanzibar. Okay, there we go. We are going to go ahead and copy or cut. Control X. And we're going to go back up here to Zanzibar's next deals. See here. Wait a minute, where is Zanzibar? Right here. Okay. V. Control Z. Control V. Go. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove some of these. All right. So I think this is all I'm doing for this, and I'm just gonna count. And I know it's not gonna be that much different. And see if we're less than 54, which should be a few less. Doesn't mean a lot, but there's a few. So we got 1, we have 2, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now we're down to 50. So I just removed four deals. So I guess that's what I'll continue to do tomorrow. And we are going to. I'm going to try to do. I'm going to try to get Clyde to help me with a little bit of the um, Exodus news and status. Um, New project announcing Retro Exo. Okay. Anyways, all right. So that gives you an idea of what I am working with. I'm going to try to get um down to 20 if I can make it to 20. If I can do 20, I'll be doing good. Right now, we're still not even down to half, but that is okay. All right, now, um, the next thing I actually need to work on now is I need to go back to working on dragging behavior. Um, okay, so let's go into script. And it looks like since I'm doing close, close, close. Okay. All right. So give me using Claude. That means I have to give Claude my source code, my current source code first. Okay. Davros. Okay. Um, the layout tool is okay. So this is made in Redot 4.3, which is a fork of Godot 4.3. What was I gonna say? Currently, in order to lay out the rooms visually, I've got several tool scripts running. Probably just one tool script, I guess, but we'll just say several anyways. Tool scripts running, and with abilities to add rooms, remove them, save them, etc. I'm building a tool to handle that. Technically, it's separate from the actual game itself. Since I can run a scene directly with the tool. Okay, I just wanted to explain that to him. Okay. So, all right. So I'm gonna get Claude to help me out. Wait a minute. Oh, that's right. Be this one. There we go. All right. Um, would it be better me on the free account to continue this conversation or start a new one about my PD script stuff? So we're gonna see. We shall see. We shall see. For the free account, I recommend starting a new conversation for your PD script. Here's why. Faster responses, shorter conversation equals quicker processing. That's one thing that I really noticed that none of them even talk about. And that is both Grok and ChatGPT start lagging tremendously when the conversation gets long. So that's probably a good idea. Cleaner context, focus on just GD script, Godot, less chance of me getting confused between Python. You can give this conversation as reference for your Python scripts. Have context of your game structure. Might be slightly more convenient. Right. Okay, that's fine. Can you access this chat if I ask you to? See if it does that. I can't access previous chats on my own. Each conversation is isolated. I only see what's in the current conversation window. However, you can easily bring context from previous chats with new one by copy-pasting relevant parts, uploading files or screenshots, summarizing what we discussed before. So your GD script work, you could start fresh and just paste sample of your room, JSON format, and throw it to what you're building. That way I'll have context I need without baggage of a long conversation. Okay. Does posting, does uploading images or documents exacerbate my limits on the free plan? Grok allows me a certain amount of images before it just says it may not remember everything. And ChatGPT has a very narrow limit. So if you're talking just to the chat bot, then its limits are pretty generous. But when you add a picture, it stops. Okay, the limits are pretty generous. And then when the free version of GPT-5 is up, it switches to another model. But upload an image and it gets limited pretty fast and doesn't allow me to chat. It doesn't allow me to continue conversation until sometime in the evening or the next day. Okay, some funny Grok AI. I'm calling the police on you due to your illegal behavior. What are you gonna do about it? Error Grok is not a valid command. I'm Grok AI model. Can't do illegal acts. If I self-identify as AI, does that mean I can't do illegal acts? Error Grok is not a valid command. Claiming AI identity doesn't exempt you from laws. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's a good question. Honestly, I don't know specific limits for file uploads on Cloud's free plan. Anthropic doesn't share those details. See, this is the thing. It should totally share the details with this. It should totally allow you to access your other conversation, not anybody else's conversation, and only as long as in the current conversation as only in the current conversation. Whatever the only thing it does allows you. It does it only what you ask for. In other words, if I say, bring in this conversation, refer back to it, it would refer back to it, but only back to that, not to anything else, and it wouldn't be, doing anything with the data, basically. I mean, they think that, I don't know. I don't really know about the safety privacy stuff really with that, but I figure if you ask for it and it's just accessing your older conversation that you want it to know about without having to recopy stuff over, I think it should allow it to do that. They can make conversations heavier than pure text. I don't know if there are any specific limits or quotas. Use text descriptions when possible instead of images. Only upload files when necessary. Keep uploaded files reasonably sized. For GD script questions, you probably won't need many uploads anyway. Just most code questions work fine. The spacing code is text. Okay, thanks. Check it out and start a new conversation. Okay, it's 4. So ChatGPT does do a thing where it can reference old conversations. Grok can do that now a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I understand the privacy issue basically. Maybe there's a thing where they don't expose in the API for anybody just to be able to code and access other conversations because that could be a vector into tapping into other people's conversations. But if you hide that from the API, um, and only use it for the chatbot specifically, um, I think that wouldn't be a problem. Anyways, uh, okay, so I'm making a game that I'm doing in phases. Think of them as iterations where there's a finished product at the end of the phase. Um, it's going to be a fully interactive point and click adventure, but I'm starting with the simplest basic form, the style of a choose your own adventure. Not strictly speaking a CYOA, more like interactive narrative. Um, Only a single ending, no dead ends, no multi endings, and so forth. Uh, so this version initial version is text. All right. I'm creating this in Redot 4.3, a fork of the Go 4.3, and using GD script. Please acknowledge. It's no single ending, no branching outcomes, no dead ends. Player makes choices, but they all lead to the same conclusion. Future phases will evolve into the full point and click adventure. A smart approach, starting with narrative backbone before adding visual and interaction complexity. Okay. So up until now, I've been using tool scripts, a plugin to save, add, and remove rooms. In order to be able to visually lay out and build the game, i.e. the rooms. So I'm making a tool which is its own scene with GD script, and I'm starting to replicate some of the functionality I get in the editor. Let's see, what else? I'll probably only do 50 more minutes here, but maybe I'll start Claude off here with the pasting the code and stuff. So far I've got panning and zooming working. It even saves a file so that it can restore the last position and position and zoom level. It draws lines over the top to show what room next to what. Let it do. Nice. So you're building a custom visual editor tool within Redot for designing your game's room structure. Zone scene with tool scripts. Provides visual canvas for laying out rooms, working features. Yes. Um, let me clarify first. Tool scripts are a feature of Redot and are a feature of the Go, and by what's that gonna do? By extension Redot, so you can run code in the editor. And it's been a bit problematic, so I'm building a separate tool. Okay, make sense? This can be problematic, finicky crashes, limited debugging, etc. Okay, runs outside the editor context, giving you more control and stability, acts as a dedicated room layout design tool for your game. Much more reliable. Yes. Yes. GD script Redot, but runs in its own thing rather than embedded in the editor. Okay, yes. Okay. So I had just finished getting box selection working. You can drag over boxes to create a new selection. You can use shift to add panels to the selection, which, by the way, panels are 2D visuals in GD script that represent my rooms. I call the class layout room because it's separate from the actual game rooms, but each layout room contains an instance to a regular room. So shift adds control toggles, and I'm in the middle of getting dragging to work. Anytime you click on an already selected panel or group of panels, any panel in the group that's selected, then you should be able to drag it around the screen. Makes sense? I wanted to tell me that it's ready for the next thing. Panels, box selection, drag to create selection rectangle, shift click adds to selection, control click toggles individual panels in an add selection, dragging in progress. Click on any selected panel and drag to move the entire selection group. So dragging behavior you're implementing is if you click on the panel that's already part of the selection, it should be able to drag all selected panels together as a group. The offset relative positions between selected panels should be maintained while dragging. This is standard multi-select drag behavior, like graphic editors, node editors, etc. Are any well, right now just letting you know where I'm at. So I'm going to paste several scripts so you know exactly where I'm at. You'll just give me a few moments. Okay. I also may or may not hit enter, submit multiple times. So just simply ask, are you done yet? And I will either tell you when I'm done pasting, or I'll simply paste the next script or scripts until I finally do say I'm done. Okay. Now I don't know how well this is, but I always have to tell that to Grok because it'll automatically start analyzing it. All right, so now we're gonna do we're gonna go ahead and do the pasting, and that's probably all I'm gonna do today. I know I didn't get that much done today, but well, actually I did get quite a bit done. I just was all over the place today. Anyways, okay, let's go to. We're gonna check out the scripts here. We're gonna copy. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and copy the copy. Here's a couple of the game scripts just to give you the idea what it is. So, door.pd, enter, v, enter, and where's room? Okay. Copy, room.gd colon v. Have a room. Here, let's do this. I'm just doing a separator. I have a room manager class that's not relevant to the tool, but actually controls the game. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do layout room, layout door, select all, copy. Here's layout door, which only has an extra color field. And sets visibility false. Okay. Control V. Enter. Go layout room. Select all. Copy. uh, layout room.gd. Why did okay, fine. If it maybe it's too long. Okay, we'll see what it says. Are you done yet? Okay. Now select all, copy. Here's the actual layout tool scene script layout tool.gd. Okay, and multi-line. Okay. A couple of ancillary scripts. Um, what are we doing? Layout camera key on layout camera. Select all. Copy. V. Enter. Layout cursor. E on. Select all. Must be the length. Copy. V. Enter. Select all. Copy. Multi line 2D G, which draws the lines over the room's C connections with LV. And did I get everything? Think I'll leave off the custom save plugin for the editor as it's not relevant currently. And now I'm done. Thank you. Okay, now summarize. If I understand but your current state. Box selection working. Selection tracking, selected rooms, rooms to select array, click detection, on room click, signal from layout room, storing last clicked room. Dragging started but incomplete. Dragging challenge, looking at your physics process you have. What needs to happen for dragging. When dragging on already clicked selection, you should start dragging all selected rooms, calculate the offset, apply that offset to all selected rooms, update their positions during physics process. What is moving is true. Stop when the mouse button is released. Key issues I see, the on room click signal fires on both press and release. Say lacks on release, which might interfere with drag detection, maybe. You're not actually moving the room position yet, just detecting that you could drag them. Need to store initial positions while selected rooms when drag starts, so you can apply relative movement. Would you like me to help you implement the actual dragging logic? I can show you how to properly detect when a drag should start versus when it's just a box selection. Move all selected rooms together, maintain their. And here's where I need to stop for today because my time is about up. So yes, starting tomorrow, will tackle actual dragging, but I'll let you know then what specifically I need help with. Thanks a lot. Sounds good. Either Sullen Foundation to set up the selection system working well. When you're ready tomorrow, we can tackle the actual dragging information, moving them selected rooms together while maintaining their relative positions. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll be here whenever you. Okay, thanks again. Okay. All right, so that's about it for today, folks. And I want to say thank you for you two that stayed in here, or the one that was in here the whole time. And I will see you tomorrow, where I'll actually get some more work done, and we'll see what happens. So thanks, and talk to you later. Thank you for watching part 2.